All right, guys, welcome back into another NBA DFS video. My name is Eric Polzin. You can follow me at 9to5 Sports. Going to be getting into a small Thursday night game. It's a 4-game slate after a massive slate, okay? And right now, as it sits, we don't have too much slate impacting news. Yes, James Harden is out, but the players you'd want to be on are priced up because of that. And then that's kind of the theme of this slate, especially on DraftKings. A lot of the players that we would want to be on because of an injury or whatnot are priced up, and just in general, players are going to be priced up on this slate, so it's going to be much harder to make a great build, more so on DraftKings than on FanDuel. There are some discounted price point plays. You know, they're less responsive with their pricing, but at the same time, kind of an ugly slate all around. So to me, that just tells us that, you know, making a great build is going to be more difficult. So I always kind of put it this way: on slates in which it's more difficult to make a great build, you kind of have a better chance of, if you do put together a good build, having a really great night. Because like last night, there were so many people on like the correct value that it was easy to make like a really good build last night. Whereas tonight, it's going to be more difficult. So that is kind of one thing that I like. But without further ado, guys, we'll get into the video. Just remember, if you enjoy this coverage, make sure to give a like and subscribe. If you guys want access to any of the tools that you saw in this video, the link will be in the description below. All right, let's get into it. So yes, like I mentioned, we do have some injury news to go off of. We're looking at James Harden out. Christian Wood is out as well. We'll see here, though, the players that you would want to be on because of that didn't really do much. Dwight Powell, Maxey, they didn't really do anything. Okay, and then Bradley Beal is going to be out. That is the biggest tidbit of news that I enjoy on this slate. And then Gordon Hayward's still out, and then a bunch of these other players that have been out for a while. Yeah, so we'll just get straight into it, guys. We'll get into the Occupy model here. So just looking at it, we're going to sort by FanDuel value to start off with, like we always do. So DFS is actually popping up on FanDuel. He is just someone that's going to get a lot of minutes. Okay, that's the appeal of this play. It's like hitting value by volume, pretty much is what we're looking for here. Now, he didn't do that yesterday, so that is kind of the worry. But other than that, you know, it should be a fine kind of, I always mention this, it's like a shoulder shrug play. If you end up on him, you're fine with it, especially on this slate. Clint Capella, you know, a cheap price point just all around. We know he is a point per minute player. Let's see what minutes he's projected to get. Yeah, if he gets right around 30 minutes, then yes, he should be able to get to right around 30 fantasy points in total. I'm fine with that. Kelly Oubre is definitely a stay away, I would say, on DraftKings, but on FanDuel, that is a very strong price point. You know, $700 cheaper on FanDuel. We'll pull him up on DraftKings so you guys can see as well what I mean. So Kelly Oubre has been struggling. Okay, we can see besides last game, 3 straight terrible games. Not really shooting the ball too well, and not really doing anything else. It's kind of been strange in the fact that not getting rebounds or assists, you know, just shooting the ball a ton. Can that change tonight? It could, but not exactly something I'd want to chase once again on DraftKings. On FanDuel, that is a fair price point. That is a price point in which is probably too low to pass up on, because we know if he does get hot shooting the ball and he does get a couple of assists or rebounds more, he could easily break the slate at that price point on FanDuel. Yeah, DeAndre Hunter, kind of cheap, just in general, cheap minutes. Same thing as like DFS. You're trying to get volume via minutes, you know. That's pretty much it. D'Anthony Melton, yeah. On DraftKings, once again, guys, a little bit priced up. I don't know if I can play him on DraftKings now, but on FanDuel at 5.6, he is someone that I would say is certainly still in play. Reggie Bullock, let's see why he's popping up. 29 minutes. Let's see what he did last night. I didn't catch this earlier. Okay, so just been playing a lot of minutes. You would expect his usage to go up. I guess that's the appeal of the play. We'll see. So Maxey is the one play where you're kind of like, all right, dude, you're getting a lot of minutes. Let's have some productive minutes. And that's like the nature of the slate. It's like the cheap value plays that you would want to be on, like Bullock and like Maxey, that are going to get a lot of minutes, just haven't been productive. And the players that you'd want to be on because of injuries are priced up. It's a weird slate. Let's see. We'll go to DraftKings value. So more of the same. Mason Plumlee actually popping up there a little bit. 5K. That's a cheap price point. Yeah, I mean, there's just not great value out there. All right, let's just look at who are the top plays on the slate. All right, Luka, Embiid, that makes sense. Murray, Young, that makes sense. Porzingis, man, he is due for a massive game. Brandon Ingram, kind of always a safe play. Like on FanDuel, guys, I like him. $500 cheaper on FanDuel. He is just a safe play. And that might be the theme I go with today, is just chasing safety. Weird slate where a lot of players are priced up. You know, play those players that are not going to hurt you, and then, you know, make a couple of statements in your build. Educated GPP upside plays. If you do want to play Damian Lillard, play him on FanDuel. So I actually really like Tobias Harris. Once again, like, actually, this is the first player in which we're like, all right, don't play him on FanDuel. Okay, Harris on FanDuel, they price corrected via his production with James Harden out. On DraftKings, they haven't really done that yet, so that'd be a spot in which you could play him. All right, I think that's enough. Let's look at the live odds, and then we'll get into the lineup process. So looking at, there is only one game that you kind of want to be staying away from, and that's going to be Dallas versus Washington. Small game total, not really something you want to chase. And let's just make sure that no game's projected to be too much of a blowout. Okay, so that's unfortunate. So you can't predict really blowouts or when the blowouts are going to occur. Okay, the blowout, like it's projected to be a blowout for the Heat and Charlotte, but like, is the blowout going to happen with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, or is it going to happen throughout the game? You know, that's the worry, and it's tough. And I don't really like any of the Hornets because they're all priced up, and a couple of the Heat players are priced up as well. So let's get into the lineup process for this video, guys. No ownership preview just yet. I'm recording this a little bit earlier, and the ownerships that are in there currently, I'll show you. It's not updated just yet. Okay, this is something that updates throughout the day, and typically right at like 8:30 or 8 a.m. is when the first like true batch of ownership gets in there. So that'll be updating throughout the day, just so you guys know. All right, so let's get into it. Yes, if you can afford to pay up for Luka, do it. Kind of hate having to say that, but just want to remind people, yes, the studs are studs for a reason. If you can find ways to pay up for them, do it. Damian Lillard is a play that I like on FanDuel. Once again, if you guys want to play him there. Brandon Ingram, guard-wise, I do feel fine playing, but we know that we are still paying up a little bit too much for him. Okay, solid play. Should be a safe play, but at 8.7, you are paying up probably $500 too much for him on this slate, or not on the slate in general, on a normal slate. CJ McCollum, kind of a stay away from me. Maxey, I don't hate. Okay, he did go 4 for 18 in his last game. Still had the assist and rebounds that you would want from him. Just didn't have a good night shooting. And with James Harden out, I do kind of expect him to get to right around 40 DK points again. This is one in which I don't think many people are going to want to pay up for him. And let me see what his price point is on FanDuel. Okay, so on FanDuel, I think he's firmly in play. Like that's a very strong price point on FanDuel. $400 cheaper there. Yeah, I like him as a play there for sure. But we know the minutes are going to be there. We know the assists and rebounds are most likely going to be there. He just had a poor night shooting. That happens, all right? Like, I kind of liked seeing a guy have a poor night shooting because that makes me want to be on them the next game, because more likely than not, they're not going to have another poor night shooting when they are a normal or good shooter. So yeah, I'm fine with him as a play. I like him a little bit more on FanDuel. So this is the news that I really want to get on the slate, is that Tyler Hero is going to sit, who's currently questionable, because if he's active, that just makes like the slate even more difficult, because like he would be too cheap. But I want him to be out so we know to play Kyle Lowry and Gabe Vincent. Like, that'd be the route I want to go. Okay, so Kyle Lowry right now, he is kind of like a very cheap safe play, and you guys have heard me say this a couple of times already. Like, I am just kind of chasing safety on this slate. So right now he's kind of the first player I want to plug in, which is ugly, I know. And then from there, I do like Spencer Dinwiddie. I wouldn't say that I love him. It's a risky play, but at the same time, it's a play that should work out. You know, like, he should be able to get to 30 DK points for you. Obviously went off in the last game against Orlando. That was an ugly game. And this game's supposed to be ugly as well. He's shooting the ball a lot when he's making the shots, at least. I just like the price point, and I've been able to end up on him because of that price point. So for now, I've been putting into my builds. And then from there, like, yes, Melton is probably a little bit priced up on DraftKings. Like, if he was 5.5, I think that'd be more correct. On FanDuel, that's where you want to play him. You can end up on him if you want to. So Jordan Goodwin is an interesting play. The minutes haven't exactly been there for him, but he's been productive. And this is with Bradley Beal out. So something that could be worth a look. And once again, I do want to see what his price is on FanDuel. All right, so on FanDuel, you probably can't play him at all. DraftKings, like, he's kind of on the fence because he is kind of priced up. Like, the minutes just need to be there for him. And it's not like he's getting in foul trouble or anything. And we know he's not going to be that efficient again. 7 for 7 is not going to happen again. More likely than not, it's going to be a poor night shooting. We want to find some plays for Washington, guys. They're just not there. Like, Monte Morris playing a ton of minutes, okay? Just not really doing anything with him. Will Barton playing enough minutes. Like, he's an okay play at his price point. I don't hate it. Over 10 shot attempts the last 2 games. Got to make them. It's not terrible. And then, like, we'll just get into the forwards for them as well. Like, Kyle Kuzma priced up for a guy that's probably going to give you only 30 DK points. Not really pretty there. Center-wise, like you would want Porzingis to do more, but he really hasn't done much as well. I guess you could say a little bit of a revenge game narrative, if you will. It's rough. It just is. That's the nature of the slate. Like, I really wish we had a strong play with Bradley Beal being out. We just don't. So yes, if Tyler Hero is ruled out, I probably will be playing Gabe Vincent. I might just play him in general. Just at the price point, hoping that those minutes continue to be there, hoping that he can get 20 DK points. He's like the lowest price player that I think we could get 20 to 25 DK points from. All right, so now let's look at the forwards more directly here. It is kind of ugly. All right, I've mentioned that a couple of times. Like Jimmy Butler, you probably don't want to play him. Definitely priced up on this slate. Zion, been a little bit too inconsistent to really want to trust, especially at 8.8. Kyle Kuzma, already mentioned, like don't want to play him. The one player that I've been ending up on a decent amount has been Tobias Harris. Kind of too cheap for the role that he has been in with James Harden out. You know, the shot attempts have been there a lot lately, you know, with James Harden out, getting rebounds, getting assists. Should be a safe play. Like 35 DK points is what he should be getting as a floor, maybe 30. Upside to get you, 46 like he has gotten. So yes, he is like my one favorite play on the slate, just given the safety and upside that he has. And then from there, we're just going to have to take some educated guesses on some plays. Like I don't mind Max Strus. He's an okay play. Once again, we just need the minutes to be there for him. They're not guaranteed. As of right now, I think he's an okay play going against Charlotte. Like, even if they're blowing them out, he should still get minutes. It's an okay play. I can give you that. I don't hate the idea of Herbert Jones as well. Once again, just trying to chase somewhat of a floor, kind of. 32, 25, and 39 DK points the last 3 games. That's great. Started off cold throughout the season. DK production wise, but has been better the last few games. So yes, he is someone that I don't mind, especially given that price point. And then yes, DFS, we already know kind of the thoughts on him. All right, so let's get into the centers real quick, because that is where we're going to get our best plays on the slate. So obviously Embiid, could go for 50 DK points in this one. I really won't be shocking there. You can definitely play him. Bam, I like the most. Bam is a strong play, I think, on this slate. Just going against Charlotte, that's a key matchup that you want to chase. Centers against Charlotte, that is something you want to chase. Given the matchup, should be able to go for 40 DK points, and I'm kind of expecting him to. Better get a double-double, Bam. Don't get him foul trouble as well. Don't let Mason Plumlee get you into foul trouble. He is one player that I'm taking a risk on at that price, but I do think he can go for 40 DK points. And for some reason, I kind of do just want to pay up for 2 centers. Like, might take a risk with Porzingis. Hopefully, he has a good game. We did see Clint Capella be a strong value play, price point wise, so you can certainly play him. Kind of priced at a point in which, if he gets his floor, which I would say is right around, it's been a little bit inconsistent, but let's just say 23 DK points. He does have the upside to go for much more than that. Okay, so not a terrible play. Could get into foul trouble as well. Like, nothing you're loving too much, but I do think the path of tonight is putting 2 centers into your build. See, Dwight Powell's really priced up and didn't do much. JaVale McGee didn't really do much, only 11 minutes. So yeah, it is tough there. So for now, for the first look build, I will put Porzingis in there. Hopefully he goes for 40. It is early. Hopefully we get some slight changing news. All right, thanks for watching. We'll go to the end screen. Here. All right, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoy the coverage, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. If you guys want access to any of the tools that you saw in this video, click the link in the description below. As well, make sure to be in the Discord chat before lock. All right, if you guys are members. Yesterday, there's a lot of slate breaking news that came throughout the afternoon, but throughout the night as well. It's all stuff that gets talked through before lineup lock in the Discord chat. So that's in the description below as well. All right, thanks for watching. Let's have a good slate and good luck.